Hello everybody, welcome to Charles University IT Masters joint class. Actually, EC Council is also a partner of this class. Thank you for, I can see thousands of people logged in or signed in at least to the course. Welcome, and I hope you're going to enjoy the class. For the guys that don't know me, my name is Erdal Ozkaya. My contact details are right in front of you, so you can reach me via my name, last name, erdal.ozkaya@itmasters.edu.au, or you can reach me straight from my university email address, which is chu.edu.au. If you go to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, feel free to follow us, IT Masters, and myself. If you have Windows desktop, I think the app developer is logged in as well. Ibrahim, thank you again. So basically, you can download my Windows app or my Android app and be in touch. What I'm doing is basically I'm lecturing for the last 2 years, I think now, with IT Masters at Charles University. I used to own a training center. Now I joined Chem Technologies, which is a load balancing company. I'm the regional director for Australia and New Zealand at Chem Technologies. But hey, training security is my passion. Besides selling load balancers, which has also security components on it, of course I do what I'm good at, security as well. By the way, I'm also, even though I'm a lecturer CSU, I'm also a student at CSU doing my PhD with CSU, and basically I would highly recommend for you guys to look at the opportunities as well. So I'm also a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional, MEP, such as Wayne. I can see he is here. Congratulations again, Wayne, to join the MEP privileges, let me say. I'm doing many security stuff, writing courses for Microsoft, speaking at conferences such as EC Council, Hacker Halted, Microsoft Tech Hat, OSCERT, and etc. So I'm not going to talk too much about me. If you want to learn more about me, all what you have to do is basically, here's my blog. You can go to my blog at yourmc.com or mynamemartin.com, and you will have lots of information about me or what I'm doing here. The blog was selected in the sub favorites by Fuller Site as well. Thank you for that. So I'm skipping this part quickly. Okay. By the way, I was also selected Instructor of the Year by EC Council in 2011 and 2012. This is one of the co-founders and CEO of EC Council, presenting my award. I'm also an MCT for Microsoft for the last 11 years now, regional leader for Australia and New Zealand. I have a couple of awards, like Best Speaker Award at Microsoft Tech Hat. I used to deliver EC Council classes first in the world, thanks to the time zoning. So, don't worry all about this. What are we going to cover today or in the next 4 weeks? What do you think? Do you think I'm going to talk about Miami, for example? This is where we had Tech Halted in 2012. Or I just came from Hong Kong and Jakarta. Actually, I arrived this morning. I'm still jet lagged. Do you want to talk about that? No? Since the recording has started, I was just talking about myself. Should I continue to talk about myself? No? Maybe about my car? Yeah? I can see some people saying no. Thanks, Jeremy. I will listen to you. Maybe about any other cars? Thank you, Sean. Okay, if you don't want to talk about cars, let's talk about algebra. Do we got any developers here? Okay, what about some scripting, CRM, SQL, security administrator course? So, welcome to, have you attended any of your, David, we will talk about this later. So, sorry, I've got the chat box in front of me. So I'm going to try to be polite as much as I can, answer the questions, and talk at the same time. This is not easy so what I'm going to do is probably check the question box every 5 minutes and try to answer the questions. I'm going to have some polls open. So let me start with the schedule first. we have scheduled, please book yourself for the next 4 weeks. First week, today, we will start to talk about cybersecurity administration. Why do we need security? I'm not going to talk too much about fundamentals of computer network, but I'm going to assume you have the knowledge already. We will talk a lot about network security, and we will talk, and I'm going to do many demos for you. Next week, we will have security standards, security policies, security threats, and of course, lots of demos. Week after, we will talk about IDSs, IPSs, firewalls, honeypots, version hosts, and I'm going to show you actually how you can crack, hack, bypass the system. Of course, as you know, whatever we're going to show here is not to be used in a corporate environment. You should only use all the tools that we're going to provide at the forums and all the materials only in your demo environment. So just to let you know, we are not liable of any possible harms you may do after you learn from this course. You know what I mean? STEM week 4, it starts on the 12th of February. We will talk about how you can harden your operating systems. I'm going to talk a lot about Microsoft, modems, networks. Saying modems, if you're using TP-Link modems, I don't know if you know, yesterday there was a big vulnerability discovered in TP-Link modems. So if you are not using the latest firmware, a hacker can just gain access to your modem and change the DNS and start to listen to your traffic. So I'm going to show you how we can stop these kinds of leaks, or at least how you can be aware of these kinds of vulnerabilities. We will talk about patch management, log analysis. I have many partners. They gave me trial licenses or full licenses for you to demonstrate, which I'm going to have showing in the list very, very soon for you. And the first week is going to be an exam. So the exam is going to open, I think, for a couple of days, and you should sit down and pass the exam. Yes, the exam is open book. Yes, I'm going to write the exam questions, and you are going to be able to access them in the last week. James is going to send you an email with details shortly about this as well. So, frequently asked questions. Will the course qualify you for university credit? So, as you know, Charles Sturt University is accepting students from all across the world, and it's one of Australia's biggest university with more than 32,000 students. And actually, in terms of distance lecturing, is one of the biggest with the partnering of IT Masters. So, if you pass this exam, you will not get credit for the university, but if you pass the ENSA exam, which we're going to cover 1/3 or 1/4 of the course here in the next 4 weeks, then yes, you can get credit on the Master of Information Security or Master of Management. All what you have to do is go to itmasters.edu.au for more information. Okay, will you get a certificate if you pass and complete this course? Definitely yes. You will get a certificate signed by me and by EC Council via IT Masters and Charles Sturt University. So you will get a certificate, and this will be basically an attendance sheet for you. Yes, after listening to this courseware, you will be able to sit into the ENSA exam as well. So the details will be given to you later. So I'm going to answer all your questions a little bit later, because we have only 1 hour time, but my content definitely not going to fit in the next 1 hour. So please book your next 1.5 hours for me. And as the content is a lot, what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to be once a week live here, lecturing you, answering your questions, and during the week, I'm going to record small videos, 10-minute videos, 20-minute videos about how you can hack or how you can pretend hacking the system, or how you can get the bad guys out from the system. So please keep an eye in the forums, and the discussion forums is basically, the address is here. All of you if you're listening to this video, not from YouTube, then you are already registered and you got access to this website. All what you have to do is basically go to learn.itmasters.edu.au, and from there you can just click into login. James, correct me if there is something wrong here, and they can just log in, right? James?
Yep, that's all fine to me. You don't need the end of the address, just learn.itmasters.edu.au will get you there.
I just copied it, yeah, I was too lazy to delete it, sorry.
Yep, and just
Okay.
the username and password is sent by email. If anyone doesn't have it, just send us an email at info@itmasters.edu.au and we'll sort that out for you.
Okay, and I think we're going to give more information about how can they get credit from for signing up for university by email as well, right?
I don't actually know that myself, sorry, but if people want to ask on the forum, we can get someone from our admin staff who actually knows about that stuff, and they can let everyone know if you like.
Beautiful. And I was expecting the same stuff, thank you. So this is the form. All what you have to do is put your username and password. As you can see, my username is my email address. My password is 1377. No, I'm just joking. Okay, yes, James, I'm going to come there. All right, once you log in, you will see that I already answered most of the questions. So you can come and ask questions here. I can see people from Spain, from all across the world. You can see, you know, you can basically start to ask questions and follow the course modules from here. Also, you can sign up to our previous courses, such as this. We had Dr. Craig delivering a wonderful class. So later when you got time, please come and watch this as well. All what you have to do is go to IT Masters website and basically sign up to the courses. Close this down. So instead of I receive thousands of emails from you, I think so far we got 3,500, close to 4,000 people registered. I might be wrong, okay? But instead of me trying to answer 4,000 emails, please, 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 try to use the forums as our main communication platform. That's very important. So I'm pretty sure not all of you are going to email me, but if you email me, then James, as our security administrator, is going to get crazy because it's going to be basically a DOS attack. Just getting 4,000 emails from you guys every day. Okay, the question is security part of your job? I can see Andrew saying yes. Some people, you know, saying yes. Actually, before I move on, of course, don't type yes, I changed. You don't have to. Okay, one no. Irfan Kazi, you said no. Think, really, you don't have to be working anywhere, even at home, while you're browsing Facebook. You should take care of security. The answer is definitely yes. Parini Kumar, you said no. Okay, do you mind sharing your password with us here? So when I say job, it doesn't mean always your work environment. We should think security as a chain. It is chain not just to your work, it is chain to your social life as well. How? You have a Facebook account. Here's my Facebook. There we go. This is my public profile. You can come to facebook.com/yourmct. You can come and like my page. So what I'm doing here is basically I'm posting pictures, information. What if someone hacks me and started to post new stuff? So I got more than 6,500 people here. Do you think they're not going to get angry? Do you think they're not going to dislike me? Or let's think online banking. Commonwealth Bank, for example. You go there, you start to log into your banking account. Guess what? Is these little numbers here? Here we go. That little card numbers here is not important to protect. Most of the time, people, they go to Facebook, they play games, and in the games, what they do is basically they for credit they put their credit card details there. So security is getting more and more our job. Doesn't matter where you are, because bad guys are everywhere. And the intention of this class here is, what we are going to do in the next 5 weeks is, I'm going to show you how hackers think. You have to start think like a hacker. I know your job is network administration. I know most of you are here for general knowledge, but don't forget, even a simple end user who has data entry job is adding valuable information into the company network. If this user gets compromised, you all might get affected. So we have to think of hackers as hackers can be everywhere. You don't want to get hacked, right? You don't want your site to go down. You don't want to be in the embarrassment list. So then, this is my question. How safe is your computer? Don't answer me the question, please. I just want you to think. How safe is your computer? What am I doing this? Here we go. This is my, let me just switch. Come on. Windows 8, come on Windows. Let me just switch my screen to screen 1. I want to show you a few stuff. Alright, this is my first screen. I'm just pressing to my, here you go, as soon as I open my Windows 8.1, beautiful 8.1 security screen, you can see I got many security stuff here, my antiviruses, my keyloggers. This is a beautiful antivirus here, which I'm at the moment testing. I'm trying to protect myself. What else? I got the secondary system here, which is Windows Defender. I got some other information, firewall, which I'm going to show you later in week 3. In my, not just modem, also attached to my network. So even me, here at home, I'm trying to protect myself, as a simple me is not just who tweets, it's not just who uses Facebook. I'm doing also many work for my computer. I'm writing books, I'm writing courseware, I'm teaching courses, and they're all valuable. Same with you. So it's important for us to keep our servers safe, because malwares, viruses, spywares, adwares, they're all there to give us trouble. So first of all, there is one golden rule which we have to remember. Doesn't matter who you are. There is no way, again, there is no way to stop a hacker. All what you can do is make their job harder. So doesn't matter how safe your computer is. If there's a vulnerability in your modem, your antivirus is not going to be able to do much, because your modem is not managed in the application layer, right? It's if you think about the attack levels, it is managed in much lower layer, and the hacker is gonna start sniffing you before even before you even get aware. Let me close Facebook as well. I started to receive messages from there. Okay, so we all have similar excuses. You know what? I can't care about security because it costs too much money. I have to buy antivirus. I better go and download it, crack it. Yeah. Don't answer, please. Can you please be honest? You never downloaded a cracked antivirus. Look, I'm teaching security for years. I'm just doing my doctorate at security. And all this, you know, I saw so many people, they trying to secure themselves with a cracked antivirus. Yes, even in a work environments. They get cracked firewalls. Why? Because it costs too much money. Why? Sometimes they say, you know what, I can't be bothered. It's too complicated. Sometimes they say, who cares? What's going to happen? I'm just a little guy. Who can hack me? And we had a couple of no's here. So, what should we do? First of all, you should not rely on anything which you can think. This course? No. Your simple firewall? No. Your antivirus? No. And look, seriously, not because I just received this product. I was using Note 32 and Windows Defender. I just installed this anti-malware and it found a virus which both of this didn't find. So basically, in my test environment, not every virus is getting 100%. Antivirus is getting 100%. So you should not rely on a solution. So hackers, they use many different ways. But just as a general mapping, every hacking is, can be generalized like this. First of all, they do footprinting. Then they scan. They use enumeration. They try to gain access. As soon as they gain access, they try to escalate privileges. They might use pilfering. They might use converting tracks, creating backdoors, creating DOS attacks. But the topology is not changing. First of all, gain information. Why? It's the same with us. Forget about security. When you go to pub, all right? When you go, let's say, if you married, remember of your single days when you were single. When you go to pub, what happens is, you talk to your friends, hey, which pub is good? Let's have a drink and let's check out some girls or boys, depends on your sexual choice, You said, Club X is really good. Let's go to the Club X. They are really hot chicks. And I'm pretty sure we can just get some girls from there. Then you go to this club, beautiful, music is playing on. Then you talk to your friend, hey, who? Do you know this girl there? Do you know this girl there? He's going to say, yeah, which one? This is the blonde one. Yeah, I know that girl. Her name is Sandra. Can you please introduce to me? No, she has a boyfriend. So, you ask, you try to get information, or if not, you try to look at her. So you scan the environment, you look around. Then you try, to enumerate, gain information. At the end, you go and ask, hey, while the music is on, hey, hello, can we dance? Maybe you start to dance with her, and as soon as you dance with her, you're going to ask because you want to be the boyfriend, right? So now you gain the access. You want to escalate your privileges from being a stranger. You want the boyfriend. As soon as you do that, track has been completed. Boom. Phase 1 is over. Now, the night is over, and you're going back home, but hey, you forgot you are married, and you don't want your wife to find out. So you have to now clear your tracks. Basically, think about hackers. They enumerate, they hack the system, then they need to clear their tracks, otherwise the police will catch them. The forensics guys will catch them, right? So then they will clear the tracks to be out of this fun information. Okay, what is footprinting? Footprinting can be done with Whois and NSLOOKUP. I'm pretty sure you all used Google or my favorite search engine Bing before. Scanning, you can use GFI, Lenga, Nmap, Core Impact, Metasploit. My favorite is Metasploit and GFI Lenga here. Enumeration is basically gaining information. You can use RPC info. Gaining access, you can use TCP dump. Escalating privileges, you can use John the Ripper. Pilferting basically is getting the config files registry. It is, I'm going to give you more definition about that very shortly. It is basically a way to get hidden security information, hidden important information. Then, as I said, you need to cover your tracks and, you know, gain access. There are many different ways to do so. So, what I was trying to explain you here is, based on real life, hacking is not magic science. Okay, it's not science. It is the same strategy what you using at everyday life. So I'm going to quickly go to the chat box, trying to answer a few questions. I can see there are many questions, but there are really too many. It's really hard to do that while I'm talking. So what I'm going to do is, in that time, hello Eddie. I can see some friends, you know, just saying hi. Questions, I'm just scrolling down. Alright, questions. Thank you, James.
I've spotted a couple along the way if you want, Erdal.
Ah, beautiful.
Do you see
so
that?
Probably I'm going to... Yeah, I'm listening.
I've flagged a couple along the way, but I could probably read them out if you'd prefer.
I don't want to lose too much time on it. What I'm going to do is probably towards the end, or every 10-15 minutes. So I can see you answered some of them already. If there is anything which I miss out and you don't know, please let me know. Just you know, quote me from our private channel and I'll read it out, or you can read it out and I can answer it. Okay? I can see that you answered most of them.
Yep.
Beautiful. So thank you for that, James. Beautiful. So you are really my right hand today. Ah, by the way, let me tell you a story about James. I can see there are too many people here. Ah, yeah, I'm gonna tell that. Did you know that James is the youngest MCSC in Australia? Microsoft Certified System Engineer.
I'm not so young anymore.
Ah, not anymore. This was 10-15 years ago. Yeah, this is something really good. I'm proud of you, you know. And since I found this out, I'm telling this everywhere. So while I got you live in front of me with your real name, I can just tell that again. You know what I mean with your real name, right? My second session. Okay. There. Look, when I go to Wagga, to Melbourne or to Wagga, Melbourne actually, that's where James lives, and we want to have a beer together. When I want to go meet him, his access point is either the front door or the back door. But this is not the same in the networks, right? There are many different access points. We got our internet gateways, we got our modems, we got our wireless networks, we got our physical entry, and we have social engineering. A very good threat for social engineering is Ed Snowden. I'm pretty sure all of you did hear about Ed Snowden. If not, please, 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 at least go on Bing or Google it, or Bingle it, as I usually say. Okay, so how can you identify the threats facing your assets? First of all, let's talk about return on... Oh, what have I done? Let's talk about return on IT investments. All of us spend some money to, you know, we buy a car because we want to go work in a fastest time, not in Sydney traffic. But, or we invest on antivirus because we don't want to get hacked, or we don't want to get virus. Antivirus will not help you to get hacked. It will just make it harder. So we spend all this money to get return on IT security investment. And to be able to do that, we have to identify and, if possible, resolve vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Saying that, okay, I want to see answers, please. Are you using Chrome, Google Chrome, as your browser or as your operating system? Yes? Yes, it's beautiful. As you all probably know, that's it, thank you. As you all know, there is at the moment a vulnerability which enables a hacker to listen to your computers even while you're not chatting. So Google Chrome has at the moment a vulnerability which is basically keeping recordings. Like, let's say you, at the moment you talk to me about private stuff, and Google Chrome is saving it in their servers, which might give access to third parties. Okay, Kausalya, yes, you will be going to ask questions. Okay, I'm gonna basically, actually you can ask the question and James is going to answer it for you. If he doesn't know the answer, and my next stop is gonna basically read it out to me or just point out the question, and I'm going to try to answer the question for you. Okay, Heva asked a good question. What is if it's HTTPS? Look, they are not sniffing. If they are sniffing, what is sniffing? Basically, they intercept your network. They do man-in-the-middle attack or woman in the middle. That's Opala, a friend of mine. He's in Poland. She's one of the security experts as a female. We call her the female in the middle. So there is no sniffing involved. So Chrome is just saving it for Google usage, and this vulnerability is just helping it to get it out. So what you can do is please go and look in hackernews.com. There are more information there. Okay. To be honest, I didn't spend too much time on it. I just read it this morning while I was landing from when we land to Sydney. I just went quickly to. As I said, I was in overseas just arrived this morning. I was looking to the news and I just saw that. So to be honest, I didn't check onto details too much. But as Howard says, so if it's a zero-day vulnerability, you can't do anything, right? Because nobody knows about it. So what should you do? First of all, you should invest on pen testing, or you should conduct pen testing yourself. What will pen testing do? Pen testing will assure that your organization has a proper policy, procedure, design, and implementation. How? Why are testing it? Basically, pen testing is, it's my favorite job because this is hacking, which is not illegal if you do it with permission. And a proper pen test will basically help you to test your policies, procedures, implementations, designs out. So this is what I'm going to highly recommend. Nathan, James has answered the question. Beautiful. So what else? You can use, for example, the ISO clauses. ISO, International Standard Organization, 27001 or 20005, which is concentrating on risk management, has basic PDCA policy. First of all, you should plan, establish an information security management system. Then you should do, which means you have to implement what you have planned. It's not finished. As soon as you implement it, you should always keep an eye and review your ISMS. And based on the feedback, based on the attack patterns, based on the information you got, you should maintain and improve the ISMS. And this is the cycle which will only stop when you shut down your network. When I say shut down, kill your network. ISMS is Information Security Management System. Beautiful. It is basically part of ISO. Let me just show you here. There we go. What is this basically? It is helping you when you do risk management or when you do information security. There are some clauses where you can, let me just show you that as well, ISO.org. That's a good question, that's why I'm spending some time on it. So, for example, we can come to 27001. As you can see, This is the information security techniques to help you to get information security management systems requirements. And this is the worldwide standard which has been published just last year by ISO. I'm pretty sure all of you hit 9001 quality. This is basically for IT. And SMS is that policy which you create. David. We have a beautiful class here at IT Masters as well, Charles Sturt University, which you can attend later as well. So if not, you can go to my blog as well. I got a couple of information. It's out of topic, but where is my blog? If you go to my blog, just scroll down, select ISO, you will get much more information here, okay? So I got many posts about ISMS here as well, as I'm ISMS certified as well. Okay, this is just to give you some information. I hope this helps. Alright, what else can you do? You can get information security management systems or ISO 27001 certificate or EC Council certificate or Security Plus or Microsoft MCP certificate to, update your knowledge. And you should always do a risk assessment. First of all, what is the risk? If you got anybody from Italy, it's beautiful. David post already the Google Chrome information there. So if you want to get more information about Google Chrome, you can just look at David's chat, which check the chat box, and David has a beautiful URL there. Yes, CH is valid in Australia as well. I'm also, for example, CIE, Certified Ethical Instructor. I think, yes, last semester I did teach at Charles Sturt University the class, and I think we have something next semester as well. So please email info@itmasters.edu.au for more information for Get CH via the university. Or you can just go to the EC Council website, as this is the EC Council endorsed course at the moment. So, risk. Any Italians? Beautiful. There is a question, why is risk assessment important? Okay, risk assessment is important because it is helping us to find out the occurrence probabilities and any possible impact. So, when you drive a car, when you buy a car, sorry, not drive a car, the first thing what you should do is basically call your insurance company and insure your car. Why? Because you know that driving is a risky job. Anybody can come and hit you any second while you're driving. Drunk people can come and hit you from the back. He might not have any insurance. Good luck for you to get the money out of him. But if you have full cover insurance, then your insurance is going to pay it for you. Why? Because the probability of an accident is very high. And the impact can be really, like if you buy a $20,000 car and the car is getting rid of, can you just afford to buy tomorrow another $20,000 car? Most of us are going to answer no. But having the insurance will give us peace of mind. Same things apply to IT security. A risk assessment will help you to secure your e-commerce or give you a plan in case of loss of confidential information failure happens. We have something called, we're going to talk about it very soon, CIA, confidentiality, integrity, availability. I'm going to talk about it very, very shortly, okay? You should definitely do a full risk assessment in your DMZ, demilitarized zone, or in other words saying public-facing systems, such as your website, your email ad servers, gateways, and remote platforms. You should always check your DNS, your firewall, your passwords. A basic Google search can help you to find lots of secret information and or lots of information which is not supposed to be there. A good example, again, out of topic, I was not going to talk about it, is my blog. If I go to search, let me just show you that. This happened, I was teaching CH class a couple of years ago in one of the training centers here in Australia, okay? And during the class, we just done a basic Google search. So I can do this demo for you and record it and upload it. So for some of you, they don't know how to do that. I'm just taking notes here. Promise I'm going to do this as a demonstration, upload it to the IT Masters forums, okay? So this search helped me to find, I got the original password, by the way. I just changed the images. Or, you know what? Here we go. Look. Let's go to images. You don't have to do, these days it's even, you know, you just search for certain passports. Look at this guy. Ah, it's hidden, right? Good. You will see many people, they share their passport information. United Kingdom, you know, you can just find passport information very easy. Well, just a simple search. Yes, some of them might be fake, but the one that I found here wasn't fake. I didn't just find passports, I found birth certificates, driver licenses, and many other stuff. So this was quite, you know, scary. And what we've done is it was a government website which had a vulnerability, which we warned that website and take all the information down. After that, it started to happen more often. Here we go. This little baby, proud parents showing off their baby's first passport. You can just go and look into it later. So the risk is quite high. You should not show or share information like this in the internet. Okay, did we get any questions? Did I miss anything? James, did I miss any questions here? I can see 240 questions.
There's a few just recently here about risk assessment. I think Daryl's asked, who do you recommend in the business does risk assessment? This is I can. If you email me, I'm more than happy to do that recommendation for you. There are a couple of companies which do that. I think you meant internally. If you're getting a risk assessment internal in your organization.
Internally, what I would recommend is, okay. For example, perfectly, if you are in this business, you can just get trained and have this. There are a couple of commercial companies. I don't want to mention names, and to be honest, I forgot a couple of names as well. But I know I can just get it from my email address. I'm more than happy to email you. There are a couple of commercial companies to do that. But if you are interested of doing this, we have a Chartered University risk management and risk assessment classes. You can just join us, not just get a certificate. You can also get master's degree from the university as well while you're learning about this. To be honest, it's not hard. I know there are a couple of training centers as well if you want to do it privately without the university. I used to deliver this in my own training center, which I sold many years ago. But I'm not recommending the company that bought my. Wayne, are you doing this at Damashindara? Wayne, are you there? Are you delivering risk assessment classes at Damashindara? Let me see. Yeah, Damashindara. That's. Are you? Yeah. Okay. You can go to DDLS. Look, I don't mind to recommend DDLS as Martin Hale, our co-founder of IT Masters, used to be a DDLS employee, so I don't mind to recommend DDLS. You can go to DDLS, but not that other company. Okay? So you can go to ddls.com.au and get the recommendation from Wayne McLean. He's a really knowledgeable instructor, and he's also a Navy MVP. Welcome again, and thanks for listening. Okay. Any other questions? Between that's awesome composition. Thank you, Vladimir. Okay, it's really hard. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to be able to get the text later, and I'm going to answer most of the questions in the forms. So if I miss any of your questions, so far there is 358 8 questions asked, or something typed here, it's really hard. Please go to the forums, learnitmasters.edu.au. Please go and post them there. Promise I'm going to spend every day some time to answer questions. Hold on, Will, would you mind trying to slow down? Okay, I will slow down, no problem. Will the wall 5xp this? Okay. Ian, to be honest, I'm trying to answer this question. When is asking the... Okay. Alright, I'm going to continue now. Overview of network security. Network security has a couple of major requirements. One of the most important requirements is authentication, access control, confidentiality, integrity, and non-repudiation. Remember, a few minutes ago, I was talking about CIA, confidentiality. What is confidentiality? As an example, you don't want your company IP or your company database to be published. Or let's take it in a personal level. You don't want to tell people how much money you got. Let's go to my Common Vault example. You log into your bank. Let's say you got $20,000 in your bank account. This is confidential information between you, maybe your wife, or between you and yourself. Then what is integrity? Integrity is when you go to Common Bank website and you check your money, you always want to see $20,000, right? What is if you go in and you see your money as $200 and you didn't use that money? So, which means someone that changed the integrity, the trustability. So, what it means basically is this is not what you want. Or another example. What is then availability? Let's say your $20,000 is there, but you want to use it. The bank says, sorry, I don't have enough cash to pay you. You will get angry, right? Because you put your money in that bank because you want it to be A, confidential, B, the money as is, C, available whenever you want it. That's why the bank, what they do is they implement some access control via authentication or authorization. What they do is they use, for example, two-way authentication via password, SMS. They give you username, password. They, I think, Westpac lastly they were giving free antiviruses, free keyloggers for you to protect the system because they don't want you to get hacked as well, because this will affect their credibility as well. So, what is security? This was one of the main topics which we had. What is security? Security, think security as a triangle, the triangle that you see in here. So, if something is too secure, let me just draw on my screen. If something is too secure, then it will be less functional and harder to use. If something is too functional, it will be less secure, again, harder to use. So, it is your job to find, as network security administrator, to find the right level. So, you should implement security in a level where it's not going to be hard and it's going to be functional. An example, password policies. I know most of us do hate to change our password every 30 days. Most of us hate to have complex passwords. Most of us hate to change the password. But this is part of the security life cycle, because a case study shows the Sony hack. If you remember, Sony was hacked a couple of years ago, I think 2 years ago, the Sony PlayStation network, and they shut down for 3 weeks. after a couple of weeks when they came back up, they noticed that 40% of the people, they were still using the same password before Sony was hacked. So Sony forced them the password to get changed. Because most of us, we use the same password in multiple platforms. And as soon as the hacker gains access to one of the passwords, then they can easily get across your other platforms and information as well. So that's why when you implement a security policy, let's say you ask the end user to say 20 complex characters and change the password every second day. Yes, this is very secure, but it is not functional and it's very hard to use. Just beautiful. Thank you, David, for the feedback. So the needs of security. We know that network security is needed, A, to prevent unauthorized access. So you don't want any strangers to come to your house, right? The same applies into your work. You don't want any strangers to go and look in your computer systems. You want to make sure that only authorized users can access the network and use the resources, because we all work for produced data. Doesn't matter where you work. If you're working at defense, at school, at a bank, it's all about data. So someone is like BMW, for example. They make cars, yes, but they have the customer database. They have in their system. Most of the BMW lovers, they love, for example, Mercedes as well. So if I'm a Mercedes salesman, I would be really happy to have their database, so I can call BMW customers who are just about to buy the car, and I can offer them maybe better price or some more options to steal them over. So my job is as a salesman, even though I'm not producing data, is to protect my company data. Again, yesterday I saw on Facebook, one of my friends in America received an email from Target. For the guys, they are not from Australia or from America. Target is basically a chain which sells clothes. It's a big chain which is operate in big countries. I can see some people from Europe as well, and I know they don't have Target there. Target is like basically big chain for cheap and for clothes. They received an email saying, "Oh, sorry, we were hacked, but we do everything to protect your data." Oh, really? You were hacked and my data is protected? Really? Thank you. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what it is. Target is not very cheap, Irfan. Yeah, it's cheaper than David Jones. Let me say this. Or than Gucci. I was just trying to give you an example. Thank you, Thank you, Irfan. Applications. So then you have your application. For example, maritime, ENSA, Australian Maritime. They have a little application which is called ShipSys. That little application manages all the boards across Australia, which means so any security threat, any command to the bot, it's going to boards. It's going through this application. If this application is not being protected, let's say we go into war with New Zealand. Yeah, I know, I just gave an example. And they get access to ShipSys. The first thing which they will do is change this application functionality so we can't tell our bots how to attack our enemies. So what else can be? There is many hostile nations, states, territories, many criminals, of course hackers, or if not competitors. So people get motivated sometimes just to harm you, sometimes just to be famous. So we should make sure that our access is protected. Our access is protected. What is our access? It's our computers, it's our software, it's our hardware, it's our data that we produce. We should have a threat assessment, a risk assessment, and we should implement network security policies and other elements of network security policies to protect our network. So how can we do that? First of all, we should set privileges. Not anybody. Everybody should use the least privileges policy, which requires everybody to be a standard user. Yes, you might be the administrator. Yes, you might have admin access to the system, but it shouldn't be that hard for you to use run as in Windows, for example, to connect to your admin roles. This will limit the damage that can result even from an accident or from a virus which might hit your system. Traffic analysis. You should use IDSs, IPSs, and you should sniff your own network, not for what the data is going on, to see what kind of packets pass through your network. This way, you will have a bit higher security. Or you can just use IPv6. What is IPv6? IPv6 has encryption, right, inbuilt. Or you can use IPv4 with IPsec, IP security policies, to make it a bit more harder to break through. For your end users, I'm pretty sure we all have already some access control mechanism, but the same access control mechanism should apply for your admin personnel as well. I'm just quickly looking at the questions. What is the difference between IPv6 and IPv4? This is all out of the topic, but I'm more than happy if you write, William, your question into the form. Promise I'm going to answer it. Basically, IPv6 and IPv4. With IPv6, we have more IP addresses, and we have inbuilt encryption. The headers has changed, so if I start to talk, this is at least a 1 hour answer, which I have to give you. James, maybe you can refer them to one of our previous classes. I think we did talk in Windows Server 2012 about IPv6. So you might send the URL to William.
That's a good idea, Erdal. Yeah, we've got a previous short course here that goes into a bit more depth on that. I've got a good question from David Powell here. Actually, it's probably pretty pertinent if you don't mind. David Powell just says, can traffic analysis happen over a private network, or rather a hidden network, or do you need to be basically on the machine that it's passing through?
Okay, network analysis can be done in any of these. Can be done in a private network. Even if you got one laptop, you can still use, for example, K-enable and intercept your own network. Or if you have a managed switch, for example, even if you don't have a managed switch, all what you have to do is get a computer, install 2 NIC cards, and use Wireshark. What is Wireshark? Wireshark is, I'm just opening the website, wireshark.org. It's a free, I'm pretty sure most of you do know it already. It's a free network analysis software, totally free. And it has a beautiful bookie as well, which will help you to come up. I'm more than happy to do demonstrations later and upload it to our forum, so you can watch how to use Wireshark 101. Okay? So Wireshark, it's free, totally free. Download it, and they have lots of videos for you to get started. Lots of documentation. What it does basically, it helps you to sniff your network. If you have a managed switch, it will also help you to get information about that's all. Did you see? The videos are there. All you have to do is click and point and watch it. Okay? So you can do it in any kind of network. But the question is, can a hacker use, for example, Wireshark to listen to VPN traffic? If this is your question, then the answer can be yes or no. But most probably no. Why? Because most of the VPNs use encrypted traffic. So because they're using encrypted traffic, it's harder to intercept. What does this mean? It means if there is no other vulnerabilities, as I said, using IPv6, for example, will help you to encrypt your network traffic, and it will minimize the risk of getting intercepted, sniffed, in other words. Does that answer your question? James, any other questions which I missed?
It should be good for now. There's a few about Wireshark and what can be captured with it and what can't. You've answered that so far. We could go into it further, but probably after the presentation.
Yeah, for Wireshark, more information is just wireshark.org. How are we going for time? To be honest, I'm halfway through. This was the first week, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish the slides, okay? Then I'm going to leave the demo for later, maybe another half an hour, okay? We should be finished around 8:30ish. And this is extra overtime for you. No, you are not going to be charged. Doesn't matter if it's OS X, Linux, everything can be intercepted as long as you use TCP/IP and UDP. Do you know any network which doesn't use that? If you do, oh, look at Wayne, our MVP friend. He's talking about Microsoft Message Analyzer. Yes, to be honest, the new Microsoft Message Analyzer is quite good, but not good as Wireshark. Look, I love Microsoft products. I do recommend Microsoft products, but Wireshark is it's a school by its own. Will there any test service sites created to students? No, we don't have any test service for you, but I'm more than happy if you put this question into the forum. I can give you a couple of websites which you can try your skills. This is EC Council website, okay? I think yes, I can give you a test site where you can where you are allowed to hack it if you can. Okay, I'm gonna leave Wireshark questions for later. As I said, Wireshark is just an example, or which I use. I think I got it installed in the system as well. Here we go. Let me quickly show it to you. But I don't have my test system up yet. Come on, it's loading up. Wireshark. Alright. Let it load up. I will come back to it. Okay. So security policies. We're going to talk next week a bit more in detail about that. Security policies basically is going to help us to have the CIA in order. Remember CIA? Confidentiality, integrity, availability. It has nothing to do with the American CIA, FBI, okay? It is just a term which we use in IT security. Okay, what are the benefits? It will basically help us to provide a standard for further development and some policies to support our network. So, what are the key elements of network security policies? First of all, it has to be clear. It has to be brief. It has to be defined within a scope. And it should be applicable on what you have. Let's say you don't have any Apple computers in your network, which is a smart choice. Okay, then there is no need to talk about Apple security. Enforced by law? Yes, David, I do agree. I don't know if you remember the Apple Talk protocol many years ago. If today I'm bald, it's because of this protocol. It helps you to have a sufficient guidance, and it should have the top management involvement. By the way, you might be an Apple guy. We're just joking here, okay? Please don't take anything seriously. Craig has a question here about EC Council. Thanks, James. I'm 14 years into IT security. Just wanted complete 6 subjects credited. Ah, okay, it's about books.
Erdal, that was a question about,
yeah?
a few people have asked that, the question is, to do the ENSA exam with EC Council, not the test that we'll have at the end of this, but the official EC Council exam, do you have to do the official EC Council course, or can you self-study?
For new starters, the answer is yes, they have to do it. For him, for Craig, who has CISP, CSI, CSN, he doesn't have to. If you want referral, please let us know, and I'm more than happy to help you to get the exam. Okay, Craig, please email me, and I'm more than happy to. I can sponsor your exam. But for the guys that don't have it, you can always come and do it with us at Charles University as well. We do cover CH and some other security classes. So instead of going and paying money for a training center, what you can do is you can also come to and do it via the university as well. But with training center, you got the confidence of doing it in 1 week. There with us, it's going to take you 1 semester. Training centers are useful as well. Depends on which training center you go. You can go to Vane's one, for example. So you can definitely do the exam crack, and I'm more than happy to introduce you to the right person, which can help you to do the exams. Okay? Just email me, please. Defining the purpose and goals of a security policy. A security policy, as I said, should be approved by management, and it should have the results of your risk assessment there. It should be protected. It should not have any illegal use. For example, oh, you know what? Company X hacked us. Let's write a policy to hack them back. No, this is illegal. And this should be not in the policy. Basically, you should concentrate more on protection and prevention mechanism to ensure the integrity and integrity and availability. So your CIA stays always after the date. Remember, I talked about least privileges. Least privileges was basically a way for you to minimize the security risk which you have. It should be implemented in any IT environment you're using. Unless you are on the server and you're doing admin tasks, you should not use your admin accounts. And everybody should have the minimum requirements into a system which they can have. Okay, I think we all know what access is. As I said before, access are hardware, digital information, network hardware, system. Then we have system access such as software and applications. We should take care of all of these. You know why? Because if I know your hardware, then I can know. For example, if I know you're using TP-Link as modem, I know TP-Link is mainly used at homes, but let's say you're using it at work, in a small business. Then I know that you got a vulnerability. If I know you're using Chrome, I know you got a vulnerability. If I know you like free software, then look, there's a beautiful blog post again in my blog here. I know I keep referring back to my blog, but my blog is basically my 101 section. Basically, I use my blog as example resources. Red Hack. This is a beautiful article which I wrote a couple of years ago. It says 18 August, but it's written earlier when I transferred my old blog to new blog. The data has just changed. This is analysis on how the Turkish government was hacked. I got a couple of Turkish friends here, which I'm pretty sure they read this before. Red Hack and Turkish government are at the moment on fight, and you know, Red Hack proved the Turkish government that they were doing, at least the government officials, not the whole government. Like the Ankara Police Department was using password as 123456. They were using cracked software. As a result, they were getting hacked and hacked and hacked. So no wonder. So you can always come and see real life. You don't have to always go to my blog. If you call yourself a security professional, then you should at least go to websites like that, like Hacker News or Naked Security. No, it's not porn. So you should always keep an eye in those websites. Or so Hacker News, there we go. Wireshark report, Google out me, you have many news there. Naked Security by Sophos, you can just come and read the information about the latest attacks and security information. Viruslist.com, which is now purchased by Kaspersky, has also information about the latest Trojans, latest security information. So you should subscribe to newsletters like that and keep an eye on this website, because you're not going to go and do risk analysis all the time. You're not going to always go and do some security research. But this is the easiest way for you to do the research, unless you're a malware analyst. So I think we all will agree that we need also physical security. So it doesn't matter how secure your system is. If I can touch it, I can probably crack it. I can probably steal it. If I can steal it, I have unlimited time to make changes on it. So physical security is important as network security or software security. So internet security also. I know you got antiviruses. I know, here's a beautiful website as well, which I want to share, and you see my favorite entry, by the way. virusbtn.com is another beautiful website, which is basically doing monthly antivirus tests. What it is, basically, you can just come and see. It has a free section, it has a paid section as well. You can see the latest antiviruses, they get good results, and you will see the results. But the best antivirus at the moment looks like, which one is this? Bitdefender, which has 96%. If you're using a spam fighter, look at this, it is 60%. Look, even the best antivirus, it's around 96%, not 100%. So what is if you receive 1 to 4% viruses, which is here? So your antivirus is not good enough. Or another good website for you, virustotal.com. I think Google purchased this website and it's now owned by Google. If you have a suspicious file, you can always come upload it here. So if you attend my hacking classes, or if you come to the IT Masters Charles Sturt University hacking classes, we do also teach you how you can write a virus. And when you write your virus, you can just basically upload your file here and scan it to see if it's suspicious or not. Again, in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to use a beautiful software. I'm going to show you how you can do your own analysis as well. I'm going to leave it for next week, okay? I don't want to jump to next week's topic. So basically, I'm going to get a virus, put it into the system right in front of you, and I'm going to analyze it to show you how a virus is affecting a computer by securing it. And it is, I think everybody's going to love the software and how the software is finding the viruses. If you want to purchase software, can you buy it? No, it's only been sold for big government organizations and some security companies, but they got a similar product as well, which is commercial, where you can gain access later. I will talk about this in the upcoming weeks as well. So we're going to have lots of stuff for you covered. Hopefully you're going to enjoy more. I'm trying to open my demo machine while I'm talking to you. Okay. Physical security, you know, you can be affected by vandalism, by theft, by earthquake, natural calamities, or, you know, if this happens, there is not too much to do. But there is also some other types of attacks, such as the explorer. We have people, they just love, they explore. The aim is not to harm, but they're busybody. They want to learn what's going on. We have ex-employees which hate you, such as Ed Snowden. They want to tell about you. We have the spies. We have the terrorists. We have the thieves. So there are many different attack types. We have the hacktivist. What is the hacktivist? So per countries, they have more hackers than hacktivists. Why? Their hackers are there to steal, to harm. Hacktivists, they are like they are there to protest. Basically, they are activists in a cyber form. Then we have the script kiddies. You know, they know nothing. They download Kali, they download some free tools such as K-Enable, and they think they are hackers. And, you know, they are annoying. Then we have hacker for hire. Yes. Did you know that you can hire professional hackers? It's like serial killers. You know, you can hire them. I don't know how, but there are many websites on the internet where you can hire them. Feel free to search, but don't tell that you get the recommendation from me. What else? Oops. That's the software which I was talking about, by the way, threatsecurity.com, and the software that I'm going to later demonstrate to you is Threat Analyzer. Basically, I'm going to come and show you how a threat is infecting your systems. You can always request a demo from here, and it used to call GFI Sandbox. We will talk about it in the upcoming weeks. Then we have the enemy countries. I think it's not a secret anymore. Most of you do know that hackers are there. Government hires hackers. Yes, China was the first official government which had a cyber army. We know that America, NSA, thanks to Ed Snowden, they're sniffing on everything. Maybe they're listening to me at the moment as well. Hello NSA. It's not my fault. It's Daniel Kahneman's fault. He's asking all these questions, and it's James' fault. Don't get those two. Then we should have also desktop security. First of all, people. We should educate them. I know it's not easy. I know it takes time. I know sometimes we have to enforce them. But if you don't make them aware, they are the weakest point of your network. Then your processes. Do not assume. Do not expect. Do it yourself. Double check the work that has been done. Create policies. Baseline. Create optional steps. Make sure you have user classification. Make sure you have auditing policy. Make sure you use penetration testing. And promise, I'm going to make lots of demo videos, short demo videos, maybe 10-minute videos, so you can watch it in your own time. You know, instead of having a session like that, 2 hours, which is sometimes hard to catch up. I know sometimes disjoint from each other, because it's really hard to be with a couple of thousand people in a course. But I'm trying to do my best, even though at the moment we have, I think, we have still 12,000 people online here. So I'm trying to, you know, manage both of it at the same time. Usually what we do in a university class, we have the microphone both way open and I do answer the questions, but because the classes are with limited numbers. But in this case, it's really, really hard, and thanks to James, which is helping me. This is hopefully getting a bit effective to you guys, and I hope you're happy. So, in a desktop, we should have a centralized management, such as Microsoft Active Directory, or maybe System Center, or many other products which you can buy. You should have only authorized client apps to be used. So you should have a blacklist and whitelist. I got later a demo for you, which I'm gonna leave for later because in 6 minutes I'm gonna finish the session, as promised. You should have password protection. The single sign-on maybe will be a good way to enable authentication in multiple devices for you. We did talk about password. So I'm just going to summary now. If you have any questions, maybe you ask me again. Before I go to summary, keep in mind, network security is not one thing. So it has many components, and it is like in the ISMS, Information Security Management, ISMS policy, okay? It has the PDCA Act, plan, do, check, and always audit it. So it's a cycle which has to go through. Again, you should only prevent unauthorized access. You are not there to prevent any kind of access. So you should be able to see the differences. You should make sure that your data is confidential. You should make sure your data is protected as your users entered it. And you should make sure that your data is available where you need them. As network security administrator, you will be responsible for doing that. Based on Wikipedia, a policy is defined a plan of action for tackling security issues. So you're going to have many regulations, many different level of security. So it's your job to have a team, to build a team, or to ask to get to build a team. If not, to keep eye some websites for you to improve your knowledge. Okay, basically that was it for today. I had also a demo, but the session went longer than was expected. But I promise I'm going to record all my demos and I'm going to upload them to the website. My email address, my blog, my Facebook, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, and my apps details are here. Please make sure you go and keep an eye here. IT Masters website is also here, itmasters.edu.au, or you can go also to csu.edu.au as well and register to our courses. Now I'm going to look at the questions. I can see really good feedback. Thank you very much. Kumudumali. Thank you, Jay. I think there's a question, which James answered. Is there any question which I missed, James?
I think we've been through most of them. Just a couple of questions here, if you like.
Yes,
someone has asked, what is footprinting again, just as to recap?
Okay. What footprinting is? I'm going to do a quick demo. This is the software, okay, called Maltego. I'm taking a note here. I'm going to do a demo for you. But this, I think I got it installed. Hold on. Yeah, I do. Come on, Maltego. Start up. Okay, this is Maltego here.
Sorry, Erdal, I don't think it's up on screen.
No?
No.
Screen is paused. I didn't pause it. Hold on 1 second. Alright, I have to, here we go. I closed the screen, then it just, can you see my screen again now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, it doesn't like when I open Maltego. Okay, because I gotta clean the support here. So anyway, you can download the software. What it does basically, it is going and looking into details of your of your target. For example, you want to find out a thing about, okay, when you, let's say it snowed, okay? When it snowed, you press in the snow and you leave some footprint. Or when thieves come to your house and they steal some stuff, they leave some fingerprints, right? And then police came, CSI, you watch the movie, come and try to say, oh, we got the fingerprint. This guy was a serial thief which also steals the house next door, for example. So footprinting is kept trying to find the person who affected you. And we got software such as Maltego, for example, which can help you to find some information, some clues. Again, I'm going to have a better demo for you. Basically, that's what footprinting is. Any other question? Can you go to the previous page? Yes, Security Now is also a good website, like David Gibson, yes. The page is Maltego. Here it is. Another question which I missed? Thank you, Michael. Security Now, it's a really good podcast. Another good website for you, irongeek.com. So there are lots of videos here where you can go and watch. They got even a couple of my videos here. Or another very good website for you is Dictionary. Yeah, look, I know I got many new starters here, and they were asking me questions about network terms. Please go to this website, Dictionary.com, and this is world's biggest flash library. You can just basically go, for example, to T. And T, you can, for example, you don't know what three-way handshake is. You click on three-way handshake, it will load a flash animation and explanation of what three-way handshake is. I love it. It's beautiful. Iron Geek. You can come, hacking illustrated videos. And another good website, securitytube.com. I think it is. That was the website? No. Anyway, another good website. Oh, my blog. No, just talking. Okay, there are a couple of good websites for you. Any other questions? For the guys, they want to leave. That's it for today. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any feedback, please feel free to email me, good or bad. I know today we had some disjoint, but it is the first course, and there were too many questions which I wanted to answer to make it live. But any other feedback, please feel free to email through. Who does that? I recommend to do risk assessment. Daryl, I'm going to come back to this question for you. Okay, I think most of the questions has been answered by James. Thank you, James.
Yep, I think we're pretty good. If anyone's got any more questions that weren't answered or you didn't ask just now, just ask on the forums at learn.itmasters.edu.au. Thanks, Erdal. It was a good session tonight.
I hope you enjoyed it as well, mate.
And thanks everyone for posting so much. I know you can't see the things that everyone else posts until we reply, but there was a lot of text up there in the questions box, and so I'm sorry if I didn't get to anything.
Okay, and here's we're gonna upload the slide deck also into the forum. Also, you will have access. James, did you able to download the ENSA material?
I did just before, yeah. We'll be putting up materials and recordings and a few different things up at learn.it masters that you can study throughout the week.
Okay. So basically, we're not going to give you the instructor materials, but I'm going to ask you also maybe to share the lab manual with the students. Okay. This way they know how to build a lab. Okay. Let's talk about this offline. But we have also, I'm going to ask James to share some tools with you, at least some URLs. So for Kali Linux, where you can download and play with some of the tools. So we are not going to share all of this materials with you. We're going to share what I'm covering. But again, most of the stuff is being covered. At least I'm touching them down for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. So I'm stopping the recording now. Next week, I'm going to try to keep the class on Thursday. There might be a possibility which we will move it to Wednesday, but please keep an eye on the forum. I will try not to move it. Thank you very much for joining. If you keep an eye on the forums and if you keep checking your emails, because if there is any change, you might receive an email like this. Let me show you. Like this, from go to webinar, make sure you remove it from your spam, as this will give you the direct link. I think this link is going to be active for the next 4 weeks. On the 5th week, you're going to be diverted to the exam page. All right, thank you very much for joining. See you next time. Bye-bye. All right, guys, I stopped the recording.